It's TMNT time! Hello, welcome to another figure review. Today we're going to have a look at the Neca Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Donatello, the Dark Turtle. So, this is another Loot Crate exclusive, which I've been waiting on for way too long, thanks to Loot Crate. But anyway, this figure showed up actually in the episode Night of the Dark Turtle, where Donatello gets electrocuted and he becomes Batman. He looks like Batman, talks like Batman, goes off on his own, gets a lot more violent, gets a lot more brutal. And now, we're gonna have a look at the figure. Now, also, other than that, how did they get away with this without getting sued by Warner? Anyway, let's get into this. Size of the Bat Turtle, he stands at about 14 centimeters to the top of the head, which means we would go up to almost 5.5 inch tall size comparisons. Here's Jolter, the SH Figure Arts Son Goku, Neca Michelangelo, Cartoon Donatello, Super 7 Donatello, Playmates Batman Donatello, that's not the official name, but that's the one I remember, the old school DC Collectibles Batman Animated, and Darkseid. Overall, look and detail, his neck's way too long, boo! That's not what he looked like in the show! Yeah, other than that, I have zero issues with the design and the paint applications on this figure, but let's go into the deep dive. You have a very angry looking face with a little bit of orange on the eyes, which has some bleeding, but only if you're going in super duper far, otherwise you're not even gonna notice it. Also love the mold on the cowl, it really looks good around the eyes. Got that turtle style and the big open mouth. The only thing about that is it's weird how they connected it because you can see the line in it. But, you know, I do love me some mouth detail. They have the tongue in there, which is painted. So, once again, kudos to that. Have the turtle symbol, which looks kind of like his face, angry turtle symbol, on the chest area. And then we have the big cloth cape, which, yes, is on the wire. Personally, I think it's a little bit too huge because it does get in the way a little bit. But I guess that gives you more to play around with. Let's give you another look at it. Look, it's giant. So, also it's fairly thick. But other than that, it looks good and it feels great. And with the wire, once again, can put it in some cool action poses if you want to play around with it. I'm kind of a person who gets a little bit annoyed by these things. That's why I prefer it to be smaller. But hey, if you want to fiddle around the wire for hours, that's more power to you. For the chest area, we have the gray and the dark gray, kind of like the cartoon tone, which they've been doing all the time. You have like the two-tone, like the front part is a lot brighter, back part is a lot darker. And then you have the painted joints also, where it's already flaking off, but that's going to happen as soon as you move them around. Other with the paint, like there's a little bit of this miscoloration over there. Then we go down to the gloves, which have a little bit of purple on the top line, and the rest of it just in the simple black. The belt with the bombs or smoke grenades, which look like turtles. Going with the theme, obviously, belt is soft plastic. I think it is connected in the front, but it does actually bend out of the way for the articulation. And once again, I think it's also connected in the back, which is kind of annoying because it makes this weird angle. I'd rather have it straightened out, but because they glue these things on the back, can't really do that. Also, we do have a simple shell. Looks like all the other turtle shells we've seen before. Clean though, I'm not saying that as a complaint. You know, it looks accurate down to the legs with some more line work in the thighs and whatnot. Down to the turtle feet with the two toes, classic stuff, and a little bit more purple on the black. Like, surprisingly clean in the purple, I also feel, because sometimes if you want to paint anything over black, it doesn't really cover up so well, but they did a good job on that. So yeah, overall, very happy with the look. For the articulation, you do have the head just on a ball, but it's super duper hard to move the head around without using the neck. Also, I don't feel like it has really much motion in there. Wiggle motion also goes all the way around as I'm trying to hold on to the neck, but yeah, neck is super floppy. Combine these two, looks forward nicely, looks to the back, looks side to side, tilt side to side, and you can also rotate it on there. So, I mean, the neck does a thing, but I don't like how it's sticking out. It's really not that big of an issue. Then we have the hinge in the shoulder. You can also rotate it. Actually, you can't. Is it stuck in there? You can't really move this shoulder around. Let me try another side. Oh yeah, there we go. You can rotate it around, so this one's just frozen. Then you have a bicep swivel, a simple hinge in the elbow, does the job. looks clean. Hands are on hinges, so you can bring that back and forth quite nicely. Well, also a lot more than I thought. And you can also swivel them around, no issue there. For the chest area also, the torso, you can rotate it, well, bring it a little bit forward. Not really to the back, obviously, because of the shell. Have some side-to-side tilting, and also a little bit of a swivel. Obviously, once again, the shell gets in the way of all of that, so that's not really something you can do anything about. The legs go out forward to the side, and not really to the back. Also on this one, kind of wobbly. It's all right. It's not the worst of the Neca figures that I had, but could be a little bit tighter. As for the knees, those are pretty tight, goes up all the way, you have the double hinge in there. It looks ugly with the weird kneecap, but I mean it does for a cleaner look when you straighten it out, but as soon as you move it, yeah. I've talked about this before, I'm not the biggest fan of these kneecaps in general. And then the foot is on another hinge, can bring that forward. Backward, if you give it a good push, nicely, and also nice pivoting, side to side. Pretty standard for Neca, but it's good. And as is the style with these Loot Crate exclusive, you barely get any accessories. You have two hands, one pointy finger and one just kind of open hand. And then also you have another turtle bomb with the eyes on there. Looks pretty cool. Also have some detail in the back, but also paint, very clean on it, especially with a small gray pot. But that's about it for accessories. Final thoughts! The neck's too long, it's ruined. Just kidding. I'm actually very pleased with this release. Other than, yes, the neck, I have zero complaints about it. It has a super duper clean look. Cloth cape, again, it's a little bit too big, but still, it is cloth. I 100% prefer that over like a plastic cape. The fact that they also put in a wire so you can pose it helps a lot. It's super duper clean in the paint department, and the articulation is fairly standard for Neca, but that's not a bad thing. That is a good thing, and we don't really have much of accessories to go for, but it's a Loot Crate thing, so also that's something I don't really want to go too deep into. Obviously they're gonna cut costs to release these guys in like a crate that costs like, what was it, 50 bucks or whatever, and you get a bunch of other junk in it, so the figure will never be like worth 50 bucks, right? Because that's what you're paying for the crate. But other than that, yeah, I'm just rambling again. Also, I hate Loot Crate, by the way. Forgot to put that in there because I waited so long on this one. And by the way, this was the last crate. In the last crate, I had this figure and a pin. That was it. Nice crate, guys. I didn't even do an unboxing video because I don't even care about Loot Crate anymore, but the figure's great. So, I recommend it if you can still get it. Obviously, since it was an exclusive, it's kind of harder to get, but still, if you can get your hands on it at a reasonable price, absolutely do so. That's gonna do it, guys. As usual, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, hit it up with a like and subscribe to the channel so you can stay tuned for more figure reviews, card game stuff, and whatever Donatello as the Dark Turtle wants.